They have an incredibly strong squad. I know, Clayster, one of the beasts now over here in the States, has a history with some of the players. And I know Mad Cat, just talking to Mr. X, he's always telling me how he is really one of the top players just on the European scene.
Yeah, he certainly is. Mad Cat is definitely a factor to keep an eye out for here. But this is actually kind of a big game for TCM. They have to win this, or they will not make it into bracket play, and that will be a massive upset. This team won the European Regionals. They've already had a bit of an upset. People expect them to take the game against Xfinity. They did not. So now they are fighting for survival against Killerfish.
Yeah, and the first match over here is going to be domination on Sovereign. I'm interested to see how they play this. We've seen a lot of different variations of this game type at this event. Coming into it from we saw the Optic LAN and then the UGC LAN, which had TK and Complexity. Pretty much all the teams, as far as the top Americans, were running 4 subs on this game type. Yesterday, I saw some of the European teams, running 2 ARs, 1 AR. I'm very, very interested to see, what the strats are as far as loadouts for these guys.
Yeah, as you can see on your screen right now, you will see the map overview going through some of the key points on this map. Now, interestingly enough, TCM do like to get the 2-gap and push forward. They will try and get that neutralization if they can. They're quite an aggressive team when it comes to playing this map here. Killerfish are going to try and hold them now. Admittedly, for me, this is all about TCM at the moment. They really are going to bring their A game here.
Yeah.
I was speaking to a few of the players this morning. They're ready for this. They know that yesterday they should not have lost against Xfinity, so now they are fired up. They know they need to get into bracket play to make amends.
Yeah, predictions going into this, at least, from the Americans, talking about what American teams might get upset. This was one of the ones where we thought TCM might actually take first in this pool with Xfinity.
Yeah.
So needless to say, it would be a huge letdown if they were to drop this game, and next thing you know, they are out of this event. So I fully expect, at least my prediction is for them to take this series. I haven't got to watch too much of Killerfish this weekend to see how their play has been, what type of styles they like to bring to it. But I think I speak for both of us where we think TCM is going to be the heavy favorite going into this one.
Yeah, you kind of have to go with the TCM boys. Like I said, this is a big match for them. They've kind of beat German teams before. They've beat better German teams than this one. So you really kind of have to give it to them now. I'm going to be curious to see whether or not they can get over that hump here. It is quite early for them playing. Their sleep schedule, as I know, because I've been with them for the last week and a half, hasn't been the best.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure, just the jet lag and adapting to the change in hours. I know it was a 2-3-hour change for me, and I feel it. So I imagine the whatever 8-9 hour changes for you guys.
This is it. Obviously, this team come over to come play at the Envious house for a week.
Oh, so they had a little adjustment.
They had a little bit of adjustment. Well, they had a little adjustment, but they weren't exactly going to sleep at regular times.
Yeah.
So I was actually there at the Envious house with TCM when they had their pre-LAN. And TCM were going to bed about 5 a.m. in the morning and waking up at about 1.
Well, yeah, typically, when we had the LAN at UGC and just, hours in general for gamers, typically you're looking like you're playing till 3, 5 in the morning, getting up somewhere between 10 and 12 or later. So, it's an adjustment when you come to an event like this, because certain events, you're starting games a lot of times, let's say, a lot of time 1 and 4. Sometimes Friday starts at 4 or 5 o'clock. But here, we're up bright and early, 6 o'clock in the morning, starting off at 9 a.m.
5 o'clock. 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, 5 o'clock in the morning. It needs an extra hour for that hair. But when you're on the West Coast, we got to start earlier. So yeah, that definitely is an adjustment, I think, for a lot of players.
Yeah, and that's going to be kind of curious to see how this goes. People say, it's not an excuse. It's not an excuse, but it will be a factor here. You have to remember that in this tournament, they're all world-class teams, so even tiny little differences could make a difference.
Yeah, everything in life is harder when you're tired. It's just a fact. So I'm hoping those guys got some rest and they're ready to bring it. One of the best things about these, or any sport really, is that adrenaline. So I think once the game gets going, once a couple big plays are made, I think they're really going to turn it on.
Yeah, I am looking forward to this one here. Domination, keeping an eye on players like Maccat and Sovereign. Maccat would probably end up picking up an AR, sitting back, and he'll just cover. He'll just keep floating back and forth, trying to keep B under control. If he doesn't, he'll be pushing forward with an SMG. Now, this is it.
Yeah.
Him and Gunship have been swapping around quite a lot recently. I suspect Gunship will probably run an SMG after the first couple of minutes.
Yeah, and see, that's what I've seen at a lot of the European teams. They're still running, 1, 2 ARs, and 2 on Sovereign. I think is just a bit ludicrous. 1 a little more standard, but I can't wait to see how that slower gameplay matches up against the 4 subs, which they're not really going to see until they make it out of this pool play and start to play some of the bigger juggernauts.
Well,
the
that's
American
it.
teams.
I mean, the team they come up against, Xfinity, do not play that meta either. They're one of the only American teams who don't play that meta. They end up running LMGs with Mud Dog and all that kind of jazz.
Yeah, it pretty much was after SB at regionals when they just kind of rolled over everybody with the 4 subs. That everyone started to, I think it was TK, Optic, them, and Call just were like, all right, we got to try this. And I can't wait to see how it works out. I think you're going to start to see teams are like, oh, we got to switch over. But time will tell.
It certainly will. So let's talk a little bit more about the lineups coming into this one. Killerfish, not recognised as the best team in Germany. That unfortunately does fall to SK. They're recognised as one of the better teams here.
Yep.
Unfortunately, if I remember correctly, they didn't make it out of pool play.
I don't believe so. I didn't get to catch all their games. That's one of the trickiest parts for us as casters. We commentate a game, and we have like 10 minutes until the next series starts.
You commentate one game, and 3 more have taken place. What is actually going on there? TCM, like I said, they are the #1 seed from Europe. Ended up beating Epsilon in the final. Funny enough, these guys are going up against each other on main stage in just a minute. Epsilon versus Optic. So if you're watching this one, thank you very much.
Yeah. Optic has that big draw, but I know TCM is one of the bigger European teams. So if you're a fan, hey, we're ready to bring the thunder. We're looking forward to a good 5-game series here.
Oh, we certainly are. This is, for me, it's going to be fantastic. I really kind of know these guys really well, so I'm not biased towards them, but at the same time, I will give them the props because, like I said, they are the #1 seeded team.
Yeah.
They've had a pre-LAN. A lot of American teams rate them as well. So everybody's kind of looking, going, is this going to be the time when Europe really shows up to a big international?
Yeah, and that's what a pleasure for me because again, like I said, we don't get to watch a lot of the international teams quite as much. So this opportunity where we get to sit and see the different play styles and see all these players where we aren't able to tune into the streams all the time.
Yeah.
It's really fantastic, and I've certainly seen TCM play. I've heard of TCM obviously, but I keep hearing how fantastic some of these players are, and I love to see how they match up.
Yeah, well, have you cast TCM before at all?
No, this is my first time.
Your first experience of TCM. Yep. So let me just introduce some of the players for you. Marky B, although we won't get to see it now, he's probably one of the best communicators you will have ever seen. Basically, because the man will not shut up. He is impossible with a Scottish accent, impossible to keep quiet. But he's kind of a hype guy who just constantly keep going, known for his love of the game. Moose actually kind of the opposite end. He's so quiet. But when this guy goes off, he's just like lightning. He's so fast. And he will become a factor. Madcat is kind of reputed to be the best player in Europe. A lot of teams over here really rate this guy as well. I remember when he first started playing at the Envy House, I think Studdy walked down the road going, Madcat is godlike.
Yeah, that's.
And then you've got Gunchi, who was recently voted the #1 player in Europe of all time, simply because this guy has got.
He finished second at CoD XP, correct?
He did. This guy's got more achievements to his name than events I've attended.
Well, here we are. We're getting ready to hop into this first round, and we'll see off the break. If you want to just see what they're running here. If we have 1 AR starts or. Oh, was that 4 subs? Oh, okay, right.
I didn't think he's going to go for that for the beginning with it. He might end up pushing with an extra sub if they need to, but because this is a European team they're playing, I don't think they're going to do that.
Yeah, no, and this is more standard. I mean, this is what you're going to see out of most of the teams, and typically what you see with the AR is kind of watching lanes, watching across, and they will usually go big. I mean, we've seen matches, players going like 18-5, just dropping huge games with these ARs, but the big thing is you got to make those kills count.
We're doing now jumping on board with Gunchi. He is bottom control at the moment, just trying to see if he can pick up a kill here. They go towards B. Gunchi's going to be trying to get that in front of them. He picks up one there. He's got upstairs. He's going to be tagged up for it, though. And now it's going to be Madcat trying to just hold down. He's got in there. Look, that's exactly where I said he would be.
Yeah, that was a perfect wall bait of Madcat to prevent them from getting B. Looks like they've got 2 more trying to hop on it now, and he's basically by himself kind of keeping them from getting this point. And let's see if he can keep making plays here.
He is trying to at the moment. Didn't manage to get that one there. But now Madcat just continuing to hold. He's trying to give his team a little bit of breathing room. He is going to drop here if someone comes towards him. Now Marky B picks up a kill. TCM not starting off well. It's actually Killerfish who've got the advantage in this start. Let's jump on board with Theros.
Yeah, and as they're pushing through here, we do see they are able to hold B currently. So Killerfish off to a good start. I mean, this setup here is what they want. Now we'll have to wait and see if they're going to be content with holding this 2 points or pushing for the neutral and maybe trying to flip things around.
Yeah, well, let's see. How on board with Hasbroken now. He's just going to push forward. It looks like TCM are trying to make a little bit of a contest here. Not really able to do it so much. Killerfish have really got their number, which is kind of a surprise. I was expecting TCM to start off a bit stronger, but Hasbroken now. Going to come around. He's going to see somebody there. Gets taken down, unfortunately. And now it's going to be on board with Madcat, just holding up top once again. And TCM are trying to make a play here.
Yeah, and it looks like TCM, yeah, I would say he is going to attempt to drop down there, but not able to make a play on B. And, they're down. We're just a little over 3 minutes here, down 13. That is the boys at TCM. So they're going to need to make a play on B. And we saw them there attempting, but it seems like every time they get in that spot to try and make a move forward, they're just getting wiped out.
Oh, now Moose is on there. He could be able to get this one. His teammate comes and joins him, and they have managed to get it. Now advantage back to TCM. Gunchi is the man we're going to jump on board with. He's just trying to hold down. He's going to stay in B. He's got so many bodies about to go against him when he comes in. He's going to see one there. Doesn't manage to take him down. There's going to be another one. Doesn't manage to take the two that come through. And now on board with Marky B as he tries to hold it for his team.
Yeah, and now they do have the 2-cap here, so that is really what they needed. It took, I think it was about, almost going on a full minute that Killerfish was able to hold that 2-cap. We'll see if TCM is able to lock this down.
All down.
Come back a little bit here.
This is it. TCM look like they're heating up now. They're going to put it on, but no, Moose goes down. Blackman's going to get a great knife on him there. Let's jump on board with Black. He's 9-6 at the moment. And now these two teams just trying to kind of fight each other out. Black tries to get the split on by the look of it. Akon taking down as well. Now it's on board with Theros as TCM really are trying to outslay them here.
Yeah, as you see, Mad Cat at 9-4, Gunshi at 9-6. They're getting the work done with the kills. They've climbed back in a little bit, only down 4 at the moment. If they can maintain this 2-cap, they're going to take the lead here very shortly. If they can maintain this through the next 2 minutes, that would be huge for them after the slow start.
And with Hasbro, the only one left alive now. As I said, they are struggling. TCM seem to have the setup ready, and they're just pushing them constantly. I'm going to jump on board with Mad Cat, who is exploding. He's now 11-4. This man is just going to be running these long sight lines, just trying to hold it down. His team will spread out with him as well. They're probably going to put some pressure on with the SMGs. Leave Mad Cat to do what he does best.
And yeah, he's pretty much this is what you'll do with an AR on this map. Sit back, watch these lanes, get picks. Typically relatively easy kills just shooting across map there, usually at people that are running around with subs. As we see Mecca, they are pushing towards A. It has flipped, they did lose C there, but as long as they can maintain this 2-cap control going into about a minute and a half, they have taken the lead here. They now are up 3 after basically being down the entire match.
Yeah, 3 of TCM actually on streaks now, 8-2-3. Now really starting to heat up. Mad Cat going back into his position, and he's actually going to get taken down, and they have managed to flank him. Gun's going to be up top nest. He will be the man in a position to try and make a play here. Can he try and turn on the sky? Oh, is he going to get it? Yes, he is! Gunji says sit down, and now he's going to chase him in as well with the 2-piece.
Gunshi making plays, and the 3-piece is down to his left, but he didn't see him. That was huge plays from Gunshi there.
It is, and Moose is now going to just keep that shield up, keep pushing forward, and they really are starting to put the hurt onto this Killerfish team now. And Moose looks like he's going to try and push again. I think he's just trying to distract them. They're forcing players to go back. Look at that. Moose coming around again, picking up another one. B's going to be taken. He's going to go and try in. There was actually a player there. His teammate taking him down anyway. It was Mad Cat picking up another kill. Mad Cat now 14-5. Moose 13-9. Gunchi 14-9. TCM are now bringing their slaying power to the fore and just dropping Killerfish all over the map.
Yeah, and it really just has been the slaying. I mean, look across the board there. 16-5, 14-10, 14-9. They're really bringing it to
Mad Cat knows exactly what is happening.
Yep.
He called that out way before it started.
And that's the big thing, with that AR, you really have to be aware of the spawns and where people are going to be coming from, so you can get those picks as they push towards B. Yeah, not having ammo is an issue, Brycey.
It certainly is an issue. That's the only reason he had to push forward there. TCM actually decided to go for the split just to keep the 2-cap on. They knew they weren't going to hold B. Mad Cat probably went, I can't do anything. I've got nothing to shoot them with but harsh language. Moose now going to go in there. Unfortunately, 2 here. He picks up one. Can he get the second one? No! Didn't realise the second one was there, but too late anyway. It will be 88-72. And that is advantage TCM.
Yeah, and the 16-point win there when they were down, anywhere between 5 and 10 for the first 2.5, 3 minutes of that match. And that's what I feel like we've seen a lot of this weekend. The quote-unquote favorites start out a little bit slow in some of these respawns, but once they get control and that slang, the streaks start coming, and they really take control. So good job by them to cement the end of that game.
Yeah, certainly. Well, going into the second half, I kind of expected to see more of the same. Mad Cat, I knew he was going to be in that position for a little bit. I didn't expect him to stay where he was for so long.
Yeah.
And you didn't see Killerfish trying to react to kill him there, but he just had it nailed down. He knew exactly where they were coming from. He pre-aimed server room for quite a while. He's like, you're throwing a grenade at me, I know exactly where you're coming from.
Yeah,
it's like the easiest kill in the world for him.
that was fantastic. And, I was a little nervous at the start just how that got off. But, again, once they got control and, he was back there with the AR just looking down both lanes, just getting kill after kill. And even when he wasn't getting kills on B, he was getting hit markers, just putting shots through there, just being irritating as can be. And I think he ended at It was 17-6 or 16-5. Whatever his final tally was there, it was a remarkable game for him.
It certainly was. I said 16-point advantage now to TCM as they go into the second half. I'm kind of expecting to see more of the same unless Killerfish can start off like they did in the start of this map. They cannot allow TCM to slay like they were. They have to figure out a way to deal with Mad Cat more efficiently.
Yeah, absolutely, because it's just they didn't seem to have an answer for that at all. And, they either need to push him to get him off that spot so he can't really keep control of those lanes, or maybe go with what we've kind of seen from the Americans, that 4-sub, just more pressure kind of makes the AR less relevant because they're just getting around the map so fast and rotating and flying at points. But we'll have to see how Killerfish adapts to this. If they try to play the same style that they were, I don't think they can keep up really with the slaying prowess of TCM.
Well, you kind of tell how the game went. I mean, we were watching Killerfish in the first kind of couple of minutes because they were doing well, but then it was kind of pointless for us to watch them simply because of how much they were being outslayed.
Yeah.
Like, we tried to go through them and they were just dropping, so we just watched people like Madcat, who were on a big streak himself. I think it was 80 went on in the end, and that wasn't even captures. That was just him floating back and forth and dropping people.
Yeah, that was very, very well done for them. And just off the spawn here, we'll have to see this original break. I mean, losing that by 16, I know we talked yesterday about how 20 kind of ends up being that range where you feel it gets to be a little out of hand. So they do not want to go down early in this side of the match.
So the Killerfish team now making a very quick push in. Have managed to get in here very early. He's got that shotgun as well. The Bulldog could be so deadly, but he goes down anyway. Has broken. Only man left alive as 3 of TCM decide to jump on. They held that for maybe a second before TCM just snatched it away.
Yeah, and that's basically the exact start they needed to avoid there, because this lead, if they can hold this 2-cap for the next minute or two, which is pretty much how they ended the game, I think this is going to put it out of reach early here for Killerfish.
Oh, Theros being very, very sneaky. He knows, trying to get people to challenge him with that Bulldog. They're not going in there yet. Just grenades running everywhere. Black is the only one left alive. He goes down as well. Madcat and Moose moving in. Madcat, there's someone ball with Moose actually. I don't think we've seen that much of him from TCM.
Yeah, big play there from Moose. They did get the cap back. We saw it was taken for just a few seconds there, but it seems like any time the Killerfish can get any type of footing mid-map, TCM is just flying at them and taking control back so quickly.
Yeah, so now Moose now going back up through the middle, and just in the... We're playing it a little bit more passive than I thought they were. It's kind of weird to see them not really go very aggressive. I think they're just playing cautious here. They don't want a repeat of yesterday where they lost.
Yeah, and getting almost that 2.5-minute mark, we already have what's about a 7-point lead here for the members of TCM. Now, if you're just tuning in, they did win the first side by 16. This is the first game in the best of 5. This is a big game for this pool play because if TCM does lose this round, they are out of the tournament.
I said Theros actually managed to get the split there. 2 of TCM coming back to kind of deal with it, and TCM redrawing the battle line there. Theros actually managed to stop it. Doesn't manage to get the second one though. His teammate's definitely trying to reinforce, but he's been taken down as well as we jump on board with Black. Now Akon on B. He's going to try to. He's definitely got the neutralize on, but TCM are coming in. His teammates are trying to back him up as well at the same time. Akon's pre-aiming. Does manage to get that kill.
Oh my, great kill through all that flash and explosion. You could barely even see the player once that fight began, but that was just a huge kill for them. The slaying is still really in the favor of TCM. They're only up a few points, which is surprising as every single player is in the positive right now.
I said Akon goes down now, jumping on board with Has broken once again. His teammates actually getting back on the beat. They're really putting up a fight here to try and secure it off of TCM, but TCM just seem to be building up a bit of a better shield. And the Gunji actually picks up 2, and there we go. Marky B picked up another one with a grenade, and pretty much all of them have gone down again. Madcat picking up Akon at the same time. Now on board with Theros, see what he can do. And so they're just being pushed back time and time again. Gunchi's in a fantastic position.
Yeah, that's a great spot with them spawning back there. That was a great kill for him. Good spot for the spawn kill. And yeah, honestly, I thought he was going to be able to pick up a couple kills as they were trying to flood out towards B. But it just seems like Killerfish cannot get any control at B currently. All the gunfights that are going around in and around middle map are going in the favor of TCM. And when you're winning all those gunfights, typically that turns into points. But honestly, I'm surprised they're only up 8 right now. Look at it, 9-4, 9-4, 7-4, 9-5 for the members of TCM, and that is just a huge start for them.
So there's Milwaukee B is the man we're on board with now, and you can just see the kill feed has been absolutely dominated by TCM now. They're literally just running in, and Milwaukee B's going to try and take another one as he drops in. That doesn't actually get anything out of that one though. Madcat going Overwatch up top. He's 10-4 this side. Gunchi's 10-5. They're still holding it down. They're actually getting a split on them, so you can actually see Madcat now thinking about pushing forward. 3 of TCM going for it. However, they have left B a little bit vulnerable. Theros is going to go in there and try and take it. No one really in a position to stop him.
No, yeah, he should. There's one player on his way. He's going to need to make a play to stop this. But and he is. He is another player who's going to need to deal with from Killerfish. I see the assist just popped up, so he was taken out.
Black getting the 2-piece.
Yeah, Killerfish should be able to take over here with this 2-plot, but they're going to have to, where they down 10 right now with this 16. I don't really think it's going to be feasible for them to come back in this.
No, certainly is. Killerfish going to have to hold this and probably get the triple cap to try and do anything there. Akon pretty much pre-aiming, still gets slapped down by Moose as Moose comes around the corner. Now back on board with Madcat. Trying to pick up a kill here. He does. He manages to pick up another one. Madcat is just an absolute animal at the moment. He's 13-5 this side. The guy is dropping ferocious numbers.
Yeah, I mean, he's looking at, I think, currently somewhere in the 30-10 mark now combined, which is just an incredible game. They're going to need to find a way to shut him down. Otherwise, this is going to be a quick series.
Oh, he actually pick up one. Doesn't actually get the second one, though. Monkey B is going to try and challenge. He throws one out. He throws the second one in at the same time. No hit markers from him, so he's going to know which corners they're in. And that's something you've got to really take notice of. These guys, they're using those obviously for the kills, but also they kind of realise with hit markers exactly where players are.
Yeah, you saw he went right in there and looked directly at that corner because he knew which spots were safe and which weren't. Very heads-up play by him, and we're seeing not only a lot of talent out of these players, but also some brains here.
They certainly are. It has actually been quite close in the second half. 78-73. Killerfish have really been doing the work. They've been getting out slayed, but they've just been kind of working the objective a little bit better than TCM. Hasbro picking up a two-piece at the end, but it will be 79-75 in favour of TCM, plus the 16 points they got in the first half means map 1 is TCM.
And that was a tough one for Hasbro. I mean, we saw the double there in the last seconds, but even with that double, 6-14 is just not going to get it done when playing at this level. He's really going to have to step it up going forward in these games to give his team a chance.
Yeah, he most certainly is. And there you go. You can't see the final scoreboard there. It will be 1-0 to TCM in this best-of-5 series in their group. They have made a great start of getting out into bracket play. So please join us for map number 2 after the break.